Welcome to this week's episode of Chasing Greatness. I hope you are doing well. I don't know, but there may be some of you that are looking for a new job after listening to last week's stuff. We talked on being better together. That's our series we're sort of in right now. We're talking about just the power of the people around your life. Today I'm fired up because we got a episode we're going to do on our health and fitness. I want to talk a little bit about that. We haven't referred to that in a few weeks. But let's talk today about what it means to chase greatness in every area of our lives. Health and fitness is one of those. I think it's going to be a popular episode. It's going to be great. Before we get started, I do want to thank you. It's just been incredible the last few weeks. We've seen a lot of growth on the channel. It's been good. Thank you, especially to those of you who are subscribed to our YouTube channel. You've been telling your friends about that and pushing that out. And if you're watching on video today, thanks for that. I encourage you to continue to share and hit the subscribe button if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. It just helps us grow the channel and get more content out. Also, for those of you who are listening on the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. You're going to know somebody today who is not doing so well physically. I want to encourage you to push this out to them, and let's see if we can't encourage somebody else, help somebody else be great. You know, when we talk about chasing greatness, it's not just about being great ourselves, but really when people are great, the truly greats in any area, they're always making the people around them greater. We talk sometimes about this idea of being a servant leader, of being a leader who really understands that as the leader, you should be the most mature in the room, and you should really understand that your best place you can be really is at the back of the line when it comes to your people and the things that you're trying to build. So there's going to be some people today that are going to come to mind when it comes to this fitness idea, and I'm just going to challenge you right up front. You find somebody that needs some help and push this out to them. Let's see if we can't help them. So let's talk about health and fitness today. And I want to start with the question. I don't know if I've ever asked anybody this question, but it's going to seem like, how have you never asked anybody that question? But I was thinking about it as I was preparing today. And here's the question: how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I mean, are you feeling good physically today? I mean, I've been thinking about this, like, how do you feel? And like, how do I feel? And when I think about that question for myself sometimes, do I feel like I have the energy that I need to lead? Do I feel like I've had the rest that I need to be effective? Do I feel like, my body is strong? I've got the strength I need to do the things that I need to do. I'm not like moving mountains or anything, or big bags of concrete around, but I do need to have some strength to do some of the things that I want to do. So as you think about your life today, how are you feeling? And if you would even think about it on a scale of 1 to 10, or maybe you take the gas gauge in your car as kind of a thing. Are you you got a full tank right now? I mean, energy wise, emotional, your rest, your strength, your mobility, inflammation. Just think about any of those health words that might come to mind. How are you feeling today? Do you have a full tank? Do you have 3/4? Are you at half tank? Or you just say today, man, I am just not doing some of the things that I need to do. I've been making some poor decisions. I've been taking some shortcuts, and now it's caught up with me. Maybe I haven't been resting like I should. I'm not sleeping well at night. What is it maybe for you as you begin to take stock of where you are? I think it's really important to not neglect how we're doing. Like what is our level of fitness when it comes to not just our physical well-being, but really our emotional well-being is tied into that. But I want to focus today on the physical side of your health. And as you think about chasing greatness, you really can't be at your top maximized potential unless you are physically able to do that, because at some point your energy won't be there. You won't have the margin. You won't have the capacity to do the things that you're really trying to do if you don't take care of yourself physically. So I want to talk about that. And I really want to do it under the banner, for the most part today, of this idea of we are better together. And so I want to start with a statistic I heard. I just read this this past week, that there's a Harvard study out that says that the way they said it was, obesity is contagious. Obesity is contagious. And I'm like, what in the world are they talking about? Like, you can't get around people that are overweight and catch being overweight, can you? But actually, the statistics show that if you have a friend who is obese, you are 57% more likely to be obese. That shocked me when I heard about it, because you think, like, really? I mean, what does that have to do with me being obese? And yet the statistics do show that the people you hang out with, we've talked about this the last few weeks. Remember, John Orr was on with us a few weeks ago, and he said your friends determine the quality and direction of your life when it comes to your friendships, all those kind of things. Well, the truth is, the size of your friends and the physical fitness of your friends determine the level of fitness that you have as well. And so don't neglect to understand the importance of just how much the people around you are affecting you in every area of your life, and especially when it comes to yourself physically. And so I'm not saying get rid of all your friends that might be overweight, but I'm telling you, if you have overweight friends, you're more likely to be overweight. Now, why would that be? What's the deal going on there? Well, we hang out with our friends, right? And so we're probably going to eat what they eat, and we're going to move or not move in that case, like they don't move. I mean, just think about some of those things. We really do take on some of the characteristics and habits, rituals, routines, however you want to think about that, of the people that we hang out with. And so when it comes to this idea of our health and specifically our nutrition, it is vital that we understand those people that we're closest to, they're affecting what we put into our bodies as well. So that I thought that was interesting. That's one idea. And then the second one is, I started thinking about the people who have helped me when it comes to physical fitness, not just nutrition, but the fitness side of my life. There are people that I get around, and when I get around them, it makes me want to go harder, to work out more, to be more fit, to be more active, to move more. So I want you to think about that a little bit. When you think about your level of activity, your amount of movement that you have, your cardio, I mean, all those kind of things. Do you have people around you that are committed to those same things that you say you're committed to, or you find yourself today, you're like, man, I feel like I'm struggling right now. Some of those, it's probably because you don't have friends around your life that are committed to those things that you say you want to be committed to. So as we think about that, I want us to just consider, and you probably know this if you've been in a gym before, you know, when you have a workout partner, there's a few things that are true. First of all, you're more likely to show up than you are if you don't have a workout partner. It is incredible how when I know I'm meeting somebody to work out, or I know I'm meeting somebody to go for a run, or I'm meeting somebody at the golf course, or I'm meeting somebody to even go for a walk, or if my wife even says, hey, you want to go for a walk? If I've got somebody to ask that question, or I know I'm supposed to show up early in the morning or late in the afternoon, whenever, if I'm meeting somebody, it is so much harder for me to not show up when I have an appointment with somebody else than it is to justify if I'm just trying to talk myself out of going on that run or going on that walk, or, you know, getting in the weight room, whatever it is. And so I want you to think about that. We are better together. Do you have some people around you who are pushing you, helping you when it comes to your level of movement, activity, strength, flexibility, all those kind of things? Do you have some people around you that help you work out? And it's interesting. One of the guys on our team was sharing with me just this morning a study that when people bike on their own, this research was incredible. When you put a person on a bike and you say, go for a ride on the bike, or they're on an exercise bike at the house, like how long would they stay on that bike? What would you think? And actually the studies show that they stay on there about 10 minutes is what it would be. But if they're riding with someone, even in the house, I mean, like they've got a screen up and they're, you know, virtual bikes going on, or if you're in the gym on bikes together with somebody else, you're actually almost 20 minutes, or if you go even for a ride, you're likely to ride together for a little over 20 minutes. So your productivity when it comes just to the bike, as an example, goes up over 100%. So it's just a good reminder that when we have somebody with us, we're twice as likely to do what's right, or to go hard, to work harder, to push ourselves. I mean, I know when I get in the gym and somebody's, you know, throwing up some weight, I'm not a real strong guy, but when somebody's throwing up some weight, it makes me want to do more than what I feel like I can do. Like it pushes us to do that. So, you know, not just nutrition, not just, you know, when it comes to our weight and those kind of things, but really our working out. And then another one, this is going to sound crazy when I talk about this side of the health equation, but I do want to talk about energy again. I think I think eating the right foods, it's almost like a car. You put good gas in your car, you're gonna get more performance out of an engine if you have a high performance car than you are if you put bad gas in there. I just had I don't really have a high performance car, but I got a really cool truck that I drive, and I just had a fuel pump issue, and a guy that actually worked on the car, and we had to replace a fuel pump. He said there's actually some sediment in there. It's slushy, and it's because of some of the stuff that's in the gasoline that we put in our cars these days. It's just your engine's not designed for that, and your fuel pump just it clogged it up and messed it up. And so that was my problem. I think the same thing's true when we think about our bodies. A lot of times we put stuff in our body, we're wondering why we're sluggish, wondering why we don't have the energy we need to. So I want us to talk about energy here for a second. Are you feeling high energy? Your food is one of those, your movement is another one of those, but just energy in general, are you hanging out with people who are high energy? If you are not, I promise you it's going to be hard for you to keep your level of energy up. And so when we think about being better together physically, energy is one of those areas where find some people around you that are putting energy into you. They are high energy. They're like on go. If you want to be a more energetic person, and I think your energy is one of the most underrated competitive advantages you have. When you have high energy, you have passion. Those are things that really can take you a long way. And so as you think about your life today, how's your passion level right now? How's your energy level? It could have something to do with what you're eating, how much you're moving, your metabolism, those kind of things. But it also could have something to do with the people around you. If they're draining your energy, you need to find some people that are going to put energy into you. And honestly, fit people are going to have a tendency to do that more than people who are slothful. They're just sitting around. They're not really they're eating like they shouldn't be eating, those kind of things. And so maybe you need to do some evaluation on the energy level of your life, but also I want you to evaluate a little bit the community you have around you. So if I'm going to commit to resting, let's say 8 hours a night, well, in my case, my wife and I, we live in the same house, we sleep in the same bed. And so if we're on the same schedule when it's time to go to bed, it is so much easier than if I'm coming to bed later or she's coming to bed later. And so, or if you have a roommate, you got people that, even if you live in the same house in different rooms, it's possible that you're on these two different schedules and you're interrupting each other all the time. And so as you begin to evaluate your rest, think about the community you have around you. If you have friends that party all the time and you don't want to be a person who parties, or if you've got a group of friends who are not energetic and you want to be high energy, those things are going to affect you. And so you're going to be better together if you can get people around your life that are going to help you. So here's what I want to do before I sort of land this idea of being fit to lead or chasing greatness with our fitness. I want to give you 4 things that you can actually do I think they'll help you evaluate. And I'm going to put them under the banner of Better Together. I'll call them our fitness core 4 this week as we think about them. And these are 4 things that together with these, I'm not going to say 4 people because they're not all people, but together with these 4 things, 4 ideas, 4 tools, I think you can actually have a killer week physically. So let me give you these core 4. I think these will help you. So here's the first one. The first one is I'm going to challenge you to weigh every day, And so your partner here is going to be your bathroom scales. One of the best things you could do for your fitness level is get yourself a set of bathroom scales. Now that sounds pretty simple. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. But I can tell you this: when I stand on a set of bathroom scales, and I'm committed to getting on a set every single day. It sounds crazy. I mean, I'm not like, I understand you may not like, I don't even want to weigh. But here's the thing: the bathroom scales always tell me the truth. Every single time I get on the scales, I look at the number. It always tells me the number. It doesn't say, well, this is what you want it to be, or this is what you hope it'll be. It gives me a number. And so when you partner up, you're better together with a set of scales because they do help you assess. Weight is only one example, but it gives you a picture of where you are. And there's all kind of stuff you can search your body index, all that kind of stuff to tell you what is a healthy, what is obese, what is too thin. I mean, there's all kind of charts and things that, that's not my lane, but I can tell you your scales will give you a number, and you can take your height and age and whether you're a man or a woman, and you can plug those into one of those calculators, and it'll tell you, are you on the healthy spot there when it comes to your body index or not. And that's just, again, it's just one tool. So I think you're better together. If you weigh every day, you're better together with a set of bathroom scales. It just gives you a way to assess. It's just one level. You can do complete assessment, go get a physical, consult with a doctor before you start any kind of workout routine, all that kind of stuff. You can have blood work done. There's all kind of things that you can have done there. But just if you were just going to simplify it down to one thing, where would I start? I would just say get yourself a set of bathroom scales and get on them every day, same time every day. And when you do that, it'll give you a baseline where you are, and you can start from there. And some of you may need to lose some weight, somebody need to gain some weight, but those scales will give you that spot. I've just made it a practice for decades now. I get on the scales every day, and it's incredible when you know if the number goes up a pound or if it goes down a pound. You just, like, if you've got a goal weight, you put it there and you just go, I need to be right there, and that kind of takes us to number two. And it's this, it goes back to what we eat. And I would say, eat to live. You've heard this before, but don't live to eat. Some of us wake up, we're thinking about our meal, we're thinking about our next meal. Our lives are built around food, and food's great. I love it. It's fun to eat, but I need to remind myself that really the only thing I need to do is eat to live. And the less you eat, the healthier you will be. And it's not just how much you eat, but it is what you eat. Again, I'm not a nutritionist, but you know this is right. You've heard this 1,000 times, but about your calories, but it's what kind of calories as well. I mean, I understand the math on calories and got all that, but if you're filling your body up with sugar, you're just not going to be healthy. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And you know that, and yet, how many of you listening, just every week you're like, well, I'm going to start on Monday, or I'm going to start tomorrow, or I'm just going to have one more of these today, one more of that, and yet we're duping ourselves into thinking that we're really going to do this. How long are you going to keep telling yourself that? At what point are you going to literally put a stake in the ground and say, this is it? I mean, I'm like, from now till next week, just give me 1 week, and just cut all the extra sugar out of your food intake, and watch what happens to your energy level, maybe even to your weight. But your health will begin to improve with just that one change. And so, who's your partner there? What's the better together there? I'd say get yourself an app and track your calories. There, you can put your height and weight in there, and it'll tell you how much you need at your age. Again, if you're a man or woman. MyFitnessPal is an example of an app like that. It's free. You can find these apps that will help you track all the things that you're eating, like how many carbs, how many proteins, how many fats, what's going into your body. Those things do all that work for you. All you got to do is put in your serving size and like what you ate, and it does the work for you. So we're better together with some kind of calorie tracker. I think that's a good thing. And so for me, I've got a set number of calories that I want to not go over every day. I put that in, and I don't use a tracker all the time, but every few weeks I'll take that tracker out and I'll use it for a week, and I'll make sure that I'm on target with where I want to be. And truthfully, I've literally never thought about being on a diet at all. I've just thought about, like, how much am I eating? What am I eating? And how am I feeling with that? And if you will focus on that and partner up with some kind of tool, that can be very helpful. So our first two, we want to weigh every day. We want to eat to live. And then here's number three. I want to move more. Even if you move a lot, I want to encourage you to move more. Now, I say that with one little caveat here. If you're an ultra marathon runner and you're off the charts with your movement, and some of you are, I got that. You probably don't need to necessarily move more. You may need to move differently. You may need to move into the weight room some. You may need to move onto the stretching mat some. You may, if you're just doing heavy miles, maybe you need to move differently. But for most of us, we need to move more. We live in a world now very sedentary. If we're not careful, we'll sit around all the time in our work. And then when it's time to be off work, what do we want to do? We want to sit around more and watch, media. It's like, that is not going to help me be more energetic, more fit, feel better, chase greatness, really, if you think about it, when it comes to my physical life. And so I want to challenge you to move more. And here who's the partner? What's the tool? It's pretty simple. Get yourself a Fitbit. I think they still make Fitbits. I don't know. I used to have a Fitbit, or somebody in my family did. I have a Garmin watch that tracks steps if I want to wear it. if I'm out and I want to know how far I go, I've got a place measured out in my neighborhood that is exactly 2 miles. I know how many times I do that. I've got that set up. A lot of you have an Apple Watch. You've got a phone, if not, and it'll literally track your steps. And so if you will find some kind of tracker to partner up with and say, I'm going to set, this is my goal every day. I want to do 10,000 steps or 5,000 steps or 3 miles or whatever you choose. If you will get something that will literally measure that, and you will, the other piece of that is get yourself maybe even a journal, and you just write down, the number that you're trying to do, and just give yourself a check mark every day. Hold yourself accountable. That accountability, you'll be better together with your accountability, whether it's technology, whether it's piece of paper, whatever it is. If you will make yourself come up with a way to track what you're doing, how much you're moving, oh my goodness, it will be so much better for your level of fitness if you will partner up with that. And then here's the last one, and it's you would assume I was going to say this based on what we talked about today, but it's just partner up. It literally is just partner up. Accountability is your friend when it comes to your fitness. Who is it in your life that is going to have the same kind of aspiration to be fit as you? You need a partner. You need somebody who's with you. You need somebody that you can say, hey, here's what I'm trying to do. Ask them what they're trying to do. And there is a congruent desire there to be fit. And if that person obviously is in your home, it's even better, because that person's going to help you eat right. That person's going to help you rest right. That person's going to have the same level of energy that you have. That person's going to move with you. Maybe they'll lift with you, whatever. And that accountability partner can just be huge in your life. I know so many people who are making so much progress when it comes to their physical life, and in every single case, they have somebody that they're partnered up with. They go to the gym together. You can hire a trainer together. It might even split the cost if you have, somebody that you're able to get a personal trainer with. I mean, there's so much that you can do when you are together with somebody else. So it's up to you. I mean, but I'm telling you, if your strategy is, I'm just going to have a bunch of friends who don't really care, they're not really, locked in, they're not really committed. Maybe they're obese, maybe they're overweight, maybe they're eating the wrong stuff, they're not moving at all. That is just going to set you up for a disastrous life when it comes to your own level of fitness. But if you will get some people around your life, and it doesn't mean you can't be friends with people who are not committed to the same things. I'm not saying that. But your closest friends, the people that you're locked in with that are helping you chase greatness, they literally need to be committed to the same things you are. And if you really want to be fit to lead, let's start by making sure that we're eating right, that we're resting right, that we're moving the amount that we need to be, and ultimately that we have a person that we're locked arms with and we're trying to get to a good place. Your fitness, I know it's not something that we normally talk about, but your fitness really is important. If you will focus on this and you will get to a place where you feel really good about where you are physically, it's going to help you be so much better emotionally. It'll help you be better vocationally. It's going to help you in every area of your life. Your physical life is going to give you the energy you need to lead well. And so it's, like, how much longer are you going to wait to make this a priority in your life? It is up to you. You are in charge of whether you put on the sneakers, go out the house, do the things that you're supposed to do, or whether you just sit around or not. And man, we need you to be at your best. And so let's lock it up this week and lock in this week, and let's make sure that we're great. We'll have a better chance of being great if we have somebody that's with us arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder when it comes to chasing greatness in this area of fitness. So keep chasing greatness.